as family trees go, every leaf on my mom's family tree is, I think I can pretty safely say, everyone, except for my generation, like my cousins, I don't even think dead or dying even counts anymore. I think they're all dead. I think they all died from alcoholism or suicide. Yeah, like it's crazy. I mean, I think that I had like a really uncomfortable childhood. You know, I think that I have tendencies to be super, super uncomfortable now. I mean, just because I'm like clean and sober doesn't mean that I don't suffer from alcoholism. You could say, it could be said that you don't really suffer from alcoholism until you get sober. Because, yeah, it's alcoholism's a man, depression's a so yeah, how it impacted me, if you're asking how alcoholism impacts me, it's up, you know, and it continues to get up. Like, it continues to maybe get worse even.
Yeah, how?
It's a progressive illness, you know, you have to like the importance of doing the stuff that sober people do to like, you know, manage the problems that come up in life, you know, it becomes even more important. You know, like, I think that alcoholism is just up, you know, it's up. And at the same time, I can say I'm like legitimately grateful to be an alcoholic because as up as it is, alcoholism really is, I think, the only disease where after you get the disease and treat the disease, you end up potentially like better than you were before you even got it. Any other disease, you can only hope to get back to as healthy as you were. Mm-hmm. But with alcoholism, like, and because of alcoholism, like when you treat it, like now you can become like way better than you were before. One thing I didn't say about alcoholism before is that that I'm super grateful that I have it so bad that I don't have to like wonder if I need to be involved in all of the stuff that sober people do. Because the worst thing would be to kind of have alcoholism. The worst thing would be to have alcoholism just bad enough that it really slows you down, like destroys your potential, you know, like gets in the way of but it's not so bad that it has to stop. So it just, you know, just years. How many people do I know with just the years slipping through their fingers and they're just blowing it, just wasting everything. Where in my case, I'm so fortunate that I had alcoholism so badly that it had to stop.
So you've been sober for 11 years now,
correct,
right? Well, first, congratulations on
Thank
that.
you.
It's incredible. So we saw that Knoxville and a bunch of other people came to your apartment and just pushed you into rehab, basically.
Well, right. It was entirely organized by Knoxville. He showed up with, I believe, 7 extra people. And it was not the type of intervention where they ask you if you're willing to accept help. They showed up to simply inform me that I was going to get help. And, you know, by enacting California's 5150 law, they were able to commit me to a psychiatric ward involuntarily. And they were willing to beat me up, overpower me, and force me there. But I've never been a fighter, so they were able to just get me in the car. The involuntary hold that they were legally entitled, you know, to impose on me was for 3 days. It's called 5150, and it's a 72-hour hold.
Yeah.
But when I got to the hospital, I was spitting on people. I was just generally like so unlovely that they changed my status to 5250, which is a 2-week hold. So they had me for 2 weeks. And it took about 7 days for, you know, certain things to happen. You know, some people came in and talked about recovery, and I read some stuff, and I just like, it was time. You know, my life was a disaster. And I decided about 7 days in that I not only wanted to go into treatment, but that I didn't want to waste my time in treatment. That if I was going to make the commitment to get sober, I wanted to give myself every advantage and really do the things that people do to stay sober. And thankfully, I've been committed to that ever since. So. I remember when we were shooting Jackass 3D, there was a point when we were doing pickup shots, and it wasn't anything really in particular that was should have been stressful, but I was very stressed out. I remember things like feeling like you know, but I don't know how close I really was to getting loaded. Yeah, there's not really a particular moment that jumps out, but certainly I've had plenty of periods of discomfort,
Sure.
And it's always pretty scary, but you just gotta stay plugged in and do the deal.
Gotcha.
That's what very few people stay sober for long term. It's actually like 5% of alcoholics, and the other 95%. They say die drunk of causes related directly to alcoholism or respectively drug abuse. So you think, okay, there's only a 5% chance that you're gonna make it, but then it's like, oh, but those 5% stay together and keep each other safe, like in the wildlife, like the pack. Predators don't generally mess with the pack. They want the one that wanders off, that's weak, that's injured.
Yeah.
So by staying in the pack, you kind of,
Gotcha.
and that's really what sober people do, is they
Yeah.
mob up. Well, the thing about recovery, without getting too specific, is that it's really not a self-help dynamic. What it is a dynamic of helping others. Again, the disease of alcoholism and addiction is about selfishness and self-centeredness, and so the treatment of it, it's helping others.
Yeah.
And so yeah, that's what we do. We yearn to find people to help, find their way in sobriety. So anybody who's struggling, us sober people love it when you reach out for help.
Yeah.
You join the pack. Find someone who's already sober and let us show you the way.